Hi there, a very good morning to those of you joining us right now here on Sports Day. It's the start of a new day, and how's it that we like to start our day here on Sports Day, and that's by bringing you the morning wrap, just a summation of what exactly is it that happened overnight while you were getting some good night's sleep. What I have with me, as you can see, is a copy of today's Hindustan Times. Of course, for us, the newspaper will start from the back and not from the front. So that's exactly what I'm going to do over the course of the next couple of minutes as I delve into what exactly is it that's made it to today's paper. Of course, the dust hasn't really settled as far as India's squad is concerned, and there you see that's the big image over there of them just breaking down what exactly does this squad selection mean. The title says Gill returns in T20s, named vice captain for Asia, and which is why we've gone ahead with the title that you see as well, because that's exactly the buzz at the moment in cricketing circles. That what you've done with this is you clearly stated that Shubman Gill is part of the future succession plan even in T20 cricket. So while he was already named as the vice captain during the Champions Trophy, and that's the ODI format, as you know, he's the Test captain already. He's the one who led in England. Now you've given him vice captaincy in T20 cricket as well, and that clearly sends across a very clear message as to what is the succession plan for India as far as T20Is are concerned. Of course, there's going to be no call that will get taken immediately because you've got Surya Kumar Yadav and he's doing a very good job. Perhaps once you're done with the World Cup next year, and depending on the outcome, that is when you will look at Shubman Gill. So that, of course, is the biggest news piece that I see in the papers. The other thing that I also see is Renuka Singh Thakur, who's now back as far as the squad selection for the Women's World Cup is concerned. Remember, there's been a lot of attention on that as well. India are one of the two hosts of that particular competition. So Renuka Singh is back. Shefali Verma misses out, and that's exactly what I see in the headline here as well. As far as cricket is concerned, what I do see otherwise also is the mention of South Africa winning the first ODI against Australia. It turned out to be a convincing win for the Proteas, and that was courtesy two headline acts. The headline acts came from Aiden Markram and from Keshav Maharaj. Aiden Markram hitting a well-made 82, after which you saw Keshav Maharaj pick 4 wickets. Yes, 4 wickets in the first 15 deliveries to eventually then finish with figures of 5 for 33, which were in fact the best figures for Keshav Maharaj in one day international cricket. Turned out to be a very good day there for the South Africans. Australia were dismissed for just 198 runs. But just steering away from cricket, I want to bring your attention to the Asia Cup, but the Asia Cup as far as hockey is concerned, because while we've been telling you here consistently on Sports Today that you will not have Pakistan come for the Asia Cup, which also is taking place in India. Two things. One, that's getting established is that India were open to having Pakistan visit. This is only because Pakistan players weren't given the clearance from their authorities back home, that and they cited security as the reason that you did not have Pakistan players come over. Otherwise, if they were given the clearance from their interior ministry or from their external ministry, whosoever is the relevant ministry over there, then India were looking at granting them visas. That is something that also needs to be mentioned in the same breath. So what has happened as a result is now that Pakistan have pulled out of the competition, you now have Bangladesh that have been dropped into the contest. As a result, let me tell you the two groups that have been formed now. Now, Pool A has India, Japan, China, Kazakhstan. Pool B has Malaysia, South Korea, Bangladesh, and Chinese Taipei. So those are the two pools that have been formed. India's matches will be on August the 29th, the 31st, and the 1st of September against China, Japan, and Kazakhstan respectively. So that'll be the order of the games. Two more things that I want to bring your attention to. One I see in the papers. One is this something that I had picked and I thought that I'd talk to you about. In fact, two of those we can talk about. Let's talk cricket first. There is the Buchi Babu Invitational Tournament as well that's happening, as you would know already. And what has happened over there is. That Prithvi Shaw has gone ahead and scored a century, and he says that he doesn't want any sympathy for him out there. He's there to prove a point, and he will go ahead and do that. Remember, as far as the Ranji is concerned, he's had to change his side as well. In the Duleep Trophy, he didn't manage to get any attention, and also in the IPL, he didn't get any attention. But he's come out with a century, and let's just see where is it that it takes him. But as far as he's concerned, he says that he doesn't want any sympathy for to be there for him. He's there to prove a message, and he still believes the 24-year-old that he's got it in him to go out there and salvage things for himself. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. The other is, of course, the interstate meet, which is now the last opportunity for Indian athletes to ensure that they get qualification for the World Championships, which remember will take place in Tokyo later this year. It becomes the last opportunity for some of the Indian stars to book a direct place in the World Championships. A couple of names that everyone's talking about: Murli Sri Shankar, who he's been looking very good in the build up to the tournament, and then you've also got Animesh Kujur. As far as the 200-meter event is concerned, he's offered real hope, and he's been looking very good. Remember, there are still slots open, and Kujur has looked very good at the Asian Championships, as I can see, Asian Championships in Gumi that took place not too long back. In fact, he won the bronze, shattering the national record, and that happened with a timing of 20.32 seconds. So very interesting. A couple of days ahead as far as the interstate meet is concerned. This will take place in Chennai. And the last bit before I leave, let's talk some football as well. On the two things, in fact, that we can talk about. One, of course, is the PFA awards that took place. Mohammad Salah was named the PFA Player of the Year. No surprises over there. Had a very good year in the Premier League. The Premier League season team of the season was also named, and one name that came out in that was of Alexander Isak. He managed to feature in the team, but there has been a lot that's happened between him and his club over the last 10 to 12 hours. Both have gone ahead and released statements. Isak was the first one to go ahead and issue a statement uh, after the award ceremony took place. He again in that statement gives an impression he's been hard done by. As I understand, he was given an impression that if there is a big club out there that comes looking for him and is willing to give the right price, then he'll be allowed to go. And he's disappointed, and he's expressed that disappointment. However, what Newcastle did as a rejoinder to that statement was that they said that no such messaging was there between the club and the concerned player about him being guaranteed a move away from Newcastle. So the situation remains to be tense as far as both of those entities are concerned. A couple of comments, as always, I'll take before I leave. Siddharth is asking, Harshad Bhai, be like, what does he say? One second, I've just lost that. He says India scored for Asia Cup as follows: Seshko, Onana, Mbumo, Bruno. I see that, Siddharth, but we like talking more cricket over here than football. But yeah, we can always catch up during the dugout in the evening and talk more football. Satvik says that after the squad release and press conference, some people are saying that Gambhir is the next Greg Chappell, and he wants my views on it. Satvik, I don't see why people are going ahead and. In fact, I do sort of get a sense of why people are targeting Gambhir over here. But let me also remind everyone, and please help me, Satvik, talk to these people on my behalf if you can. I'm no advocate of Gautam Gambhir over here, but just in my limited journalistic ability, one thing I can say is yes, Gautam Gambhir does like things to go a certain way. But from this squad selection, certain names are missing. I need not take those names essentially, but certain names that in the past have been said have been to the liking of Gautam Gambhir. Those names I don't see in this particular squad that has been named, and I don't find enough reasons why the two necessarily have to be compared. In the case of Greg Chappell, he didn't want he did not want Saurav Ganguly to continue as coach, as captain, beg your pardon, after a certain time, and that story didn't go down well, as we all know. So yeah, at the moment, I'm not getting any signs per se. Rohit Sharma, as I understand, will continue to be the ODI captain. Surya Kumar Yadav till the squad till the World Cup of next year is over will be your T20I captain. So I don't see the story going down exactly the way that it did in the case of Craig Chappell. Uh, Okay, Siddharth has another question. He says that he hasn't been watching a lot of cricket, but how's Jaiswal not a part of this squad? He was a short in T20, right? Absolutely. That is the most befuddling part about this squad as to somebody who was your reserve opener uh, in the T20 World Cup which took place last year, and Shubman Gill was your travelling reserve. But Shubman Gill has now been elevated, and how? And Yashasvi Jaiswal doesn't find a place. Very harsh, very unfair, and you can add more adjectives over there because that's exactly what has happened with Yashasvi Jaiswal. There is no justification out there. You wanted to elevate Shubman Gill, somebody had to be sacrificed, and so Yashasvi Jaiswal was sacrificed. Period. There is no other way, if you ask me, of looking at it. Akash Bharti, and that's the last comment, guys. Akash Bharti says, I already knew that this is going to be the India squad. All right, good on Akash then. Good for you that it turned out to be, and you could look into the crystal ball much better than any of us perhaps could. In fact, we sort of all had an idea that this would be the make of the team. However, the elevation of Shubman Gill is not something that everyone predicted. But good on Akash if you got that bit right as well. Also, Washington Sundar, I think most people had Washington Sundar in their squad, but eventually he did not make the cut. But I'll just keep it till here, guys. Of course, we have a lot of time to talk about as far as the squad is concerned. How is it that now the 11 could look like for the Asia Cup? That's exactly what we'll be doing this afternoon as well, and talk so much more as far as Indian cricket is concerned. I'll be taking your leave for now, and plenty more coming your way. It's just the start of the day. You guys have a good day ahead, and stay tuned to Sports Today.